Today, we are starting the last unit.
The last thing.
Yes, the last unit from the course book. Believe it or not, we are starting the last unit. Okay. Good morning, Jose Miguel.
Good morning. How are you?
Fine, and you? Another one who
I've been sleeping.
overslept? Did you oversleep?
And no, yesterday I finished working very I say late at night.
So you oversleep.
That's how
You
you say it.
overslept.
I
Past
overslept.
tense.
Okay.
Okay. I was commanding to Marlon that we are starting unit 12. That is the last unit from this level. It means that we're going to start practicing for the Cambridge test as we finish the unit 12. And the final test would be second week in November. It means almost a month from now. Okay. The final test is going to be with the Cambridge format. 1 day for each skill. One day for reading, 1 day for writing and speaking, and 1 day for listening. Okay. So
this is for the B1, right?
yes, for the B1. For the B1 certification. And then in case with Jose Miguel, we're going to continue for the B2. Okay? Nice. And if Marlon wants to stay for the B2, you're welcome. Yes. Because Marlon says, no, I'm going to stay a little longer. I'm going to stay a little longer. You can stay a little longer. Okay? We're going to work with collocations. Do you remember what a collocation is?
Yes.
Have you ever heard about the word collocations? Yes or no?
No.
No?
No.
Okay, let's get the concept of collocation. I have it somewhere here, so it is easier to show you an example. Okay, because in B2, we work with lots of collocations. Okay, so collocations are combination of verbs and nouns, okay, that make like a complete expression, okay? Differently from the phrasal verbs, which are a verb with a preposition, the collocations are usually with some prepositions, but always followed by a noun. Okay, that's what we call them collocations and not phrasal verbs. Sorry, it moved. Okay. So here I have an example, collocations with go. It's not just go on, but we have the noun that clears the meaning of that. Because if you say go on, okay, we talk about continuar. So in this case, we talk about go on a trip, okay? Go on a cruise, go on a journey, go on a tour. Go on a holiday, go on a city break, and go on a picnic. Okay, go on. We have go for. Go for a walk, go for a swim, go for a run, go for a coffee, go for a drive, go for an x-ray, and go for a dental check. Okay, then we have where I can say go for alone. If you write go for alone, it's not a collocation. Okay, go plus ing, go running, go swimming, go shopping, go dancing, go fishing, go cycling, go ice skating. And finally, go to. Go to a restaurant, go to a concert, go to the cinema, go to school, go to bed, go to Mars, go to a meeting. So as you see, the go will say, yes, miss, but it's followed by preposition on, preposition for, preposition to. But to be considered a collocation, it must have a noun after. Okay? That's the meaning of collocation. The combination of a verb maybe with a preposition, maybe with a verb ing, but we need immediately after the noun that indicates the meaning of that go, that verb followed by a preposition. Okay? Questions about the general concept of a collocation?
So a collocation is this combination, right? Of
Yes,
go
combination of a
plus a
verb,
noun.
any verb.
Any verb, okay.
This is just an example with go. Why? Because
Okay.
collocations with go are the most common ones.
Right.
Okay, that's why I choose this example, even for my B2 students. Okay, because in B2 they study collocations in a deeper way. But here in B1 is just for students to learn what a collocation is in general. Okay. Notice that here when we talk about collocations, they just mention them. Okay. Using your phone, collocations for using your phone. Okay, notice, call friends, check the time, listen to music, play games, read the news headlines, set an alarm, share photos, take selfies. Okay, so all these collocations are about using your phone. The first one was go with the verb go. If I have with the verb, I don't know, take, okay, take for granted. Take with transportation, take a bus, take a plane, take a taxi, take a car, take a van. Okay, if it is take with actions, take up, take out, okay, take away, take for feelings or expressions, take for granted, okay, take as a reason. In that case, take a decision. In that case, the collocations are referred to feelings or maybe to actions, actions taken by the own person. Take a decision, take something for granted, take a person somewhere. Okay. So here we have collocations talking about only the use of your phone. So this says call friends, check the time and weather, listen to music, play games, read the news headlines, set an alarm, share photos and video, and take selfies. Marlon, which of these things you do with your cell phone? Because all
Call
of those
friends.
conversations can be used with your cell phone.
Call friends.
You call your friends.
Set an alarm.
Set an alarm. I have a problem with the alarm.
Share photos
Sometimes
and
I
videos.
listen. Sometimes I listen and sometimes share photos and videos and
Set an alarm.
set an alarm. Okay, I
The most
put here,
common.
check the time and weather. That's not accurate. Nothing else. Call friends, share photos and video, and set an alarm. Okay, Jose Miguel, what do you use your cell phone for? Look at the.
What do I use
From the
my
collocations. From the collocations.
yeah, I use my cell phone to listen to music.
Listen to music.
Yes, I also use it to set an alarm. And yeah, I also use it to read the news headlines.
Okay. In my case, I use my phone for almost everything. I use my phone to call friends. I check the time and weather and say, why miss? Because I live in Quito. And in Quito, weather is crazy, you know? For example, and it happens because Quito is a very large city. So sometimes here at the north area where I live, the weather is cold and rainy. And if you go down to Tumbaco, that is, I don't know how far is it from here. In Tumbaco, it is sunny. So if I have to go out, I always check the weather. Okay. Why? Because you say, okay, I'm here at the north and I'm going downtown. What's the weather downtown? Ah, it's raining downtown. No matter here is sunny. So I check time and I check weather on my phone every single day if I have to go out. I listen to music. I have Spotify. I play games. I have 2 games I play, only 2. So if I am on the bus and I'm bored, I can listen to music and play games at the same time. I read the news headlines. Likewise, if I am downstairs doing the dishes, because here at home we share the course. In my case, I like doing the dishes. I like washing the dishes. I don't know why, but I like it. So I wash the dishes, and my daughter set the things in the proper place. Set the dishes in the drawer, the pots in the counter. Okay, but my daughter cleans the house, the common areas. She sweeps the floor. She passes a mop on the floor. I clean the kitchen tops every night, and I clean the stove once a week. I clean the tops from the stove. And she cleans the fridge because I hate cleaning the fridge. So we share. And meanwhile, I am doing that. Meanwhile, I'm maybe doing the dishes. I read the news headlines in the meantime.
Right.
So I'm watching and I'm watching a YouTube video about the last events, or I set BBC Live, Deutsche Welle Live, CNN Live, and I listen to the news and I watch the news during the live broadcasting. I set the alarm, of course. Sometimes I don't hear it, but most of the times I do. As I am away from my family and from my friends, I share photos and videos, and I also take selfies. So I use my phone a lot. Okay.
I I heard that you say that your daughter set things in the right place. Is set instead of put things in the right place.
Both in that case are synonyms.
But you can also use put things in
Yes,
the
and
right.
you can also use take.
Okay,
Take the dishes to the right place, or take the pots to the right place, or
Okay.
take the glasses to the right place. It means put it on setting. For example, we have the dishes are in a drawer. All the dishes and bowls go in a drawer. Cutlery, forks, knife, and spoons go in a rack.
Yeah.
Kitchen knife go in a rack too. Pots and pans go in a counter. Glasses go in a shelf, in an open shelf, as well as cups. So we can take it. We don't have to open something to take them. Pans are in a counter too. So I wash all the things from the kitchen. And then after they are dried, sometimes she dries it. Sometimes we let them dry. For example, they dry overnight. Yes, because here in Quito, it's very uncommon to see cockroaches. Roaches and the small ones, I don't know how you call them. In Venezuela, we call them chiripas. In English, they are German cockroaches, German roaches. I don't know why. The cockroaches or roaches are the large one. And the small ones are called German roaches. I don't know why German. But here in Quito, because of the cold weather, it's very uncommon to find them in houses. They are usually in the garbage containers, but not in houses. So different from Venezuela. Venezuela is a tropical country. We can have roaches and German roaches in the houses because it's a tropical country. Right. So as here, we don't have that. We usually leave the dishes dry overnight. So in the morning at breakfast time, she takes everything and now she takes everything to its place, to its right side in the kitchen. Okay. So, and as we divide things, if we divide the house chores, I usually read the new headlines or I watch the news while I'm washing the dishes. Easy. Okay, and I share photos and videos and take selfies because of that. My family is away in Venezuela. My friends are in different parts of the countries, different parts around the world. So we share photos, we share videos, we share selfies about the different places where we live. Okay, for example, yesterday I got some selfies of a couple who both are my friends, very dear friends. They live in Chile and spring and summer are coming to Chile. So they took some pictures in beautiful sites and says, hey, look, spring is coming. How's everything in Quito? And it's cold and rainy. I say, why? Because the place I live is at the north of the equator. Now, in the case of teenagers, what do they use their phone for? What do you think about teenagers?
I think that teenagers mostly use their phones to take selfies. I don't think they use them to call friends anymore because they might prefer to chat with them. Probably also they will use it to listen to music.
Probably. Okay, Marlon, what else do you think teenagers do with their cell phones?
Maybe they pass all time in social media,
Yes, in
medias,
social networks.
social networks,
The
in
social
TikTok.
networks, in TikTok, in
That's the most
basically
common.
TikTok.
Yes, the most common, and
Yes.
maybe after 15, I don't remember why the young people use for play games. That is the
Yes, basically, and they set an alarm, of course. They set an alarm. But usually teenagers or young people, basically teenagers, they play games, share photos and videos, take hundreds and thousands of selfies, set an alarm to wake up, listen to music, and of course,
social.
Todo social media.
and there's the social media networks. Basically, TikTok. Okay, before teenagers surfed Facebook, before TikTok existed or Instagram. But nowadays, the favorite activity for teenagers is TikTok. Do you have TikTok? Do you check TikTok, Marlon? Do you have a TikTok account? No.
Just when I received a message from my sister or my mom or other person, I had to use, but no, it's my social network that I use most common.
What about you, Santiago? Do you have TikTok? Do you incidentally check TikTok?
I have my name is spelled Jose. Let me just.
Yes. Yes, it's because I read, but I know Jose Miguel. Okay. Jose Miguel, do you check TikTok? Do you have TikTok account?
Yes, I have a TikTok account. I don't use it very often, but I really enjoy watching videos, especially at night. Before getting sleep, I just scroll over those videos, especially the comedy ones.
Okay, the funny ones.
The funny ones. Yeah, the funny ones, and then I fall asleep.
Me do this. Me too. I check TikTok before I go to bed. Okay, and most of the content. I have also a TikTok account, as you do. I don't use it very often, and I mostly upload pictures of my pets. Okay, my dog, my cats, mostly pictures, not videos, and sometimes I take selfies with filters. because I find them funny. You know, how shall I look as a Jedi, or how shall I look like a vampire? Okay. Or how shall I look? There is a one that I don't know why women cried so loudly when they do that video. The video that makes you look as you were 16, as if you were 16. And I don't know, I tried that video because I say, but why do women cry so loud? Because whenever you see a video with a woman, she cries. And I did it, and I was amazed because I look at the way I used to look when I was a teen. Okay, with cheeky face, dark hair, etc. And I was amazed because that filter, wow, worked like very accurate to the original picture. So instead of crying, I laugh. Look, and then tell my daughter, look the video. I look like, mommy, but it looks like the old picture of you. But with dark hair, and you didn't have that your hair was not so dark. But I can understand why women cried. Men always laugh or smile when they do use the filter, but women cry and say, what? Why? So I have some pictures like a Power Ranger, like that kind of things. I consider that funny. And fortunately, I have found some accounts in TikTok that are, like I says, the jewels of TikTok. I have found some with classical music performed in unusual ways. I like classical music too. I found a guy in Colombia, in Medellin, who is critical about some things, and I like his approach. You know, his name is Calavera Barbara, and he is an atheist. But it's very interesting to see his position about certain subjects. So I found him and I like him. And of course, I like the animal videos. I follow a bunch of cats, a Doberman dog. I usually follow cats accounts. They are funny. Okay. So you can see the difference between the use that we adults can take our cell phones for and the way teenagers use them for. For adults, it's a tool. Okay. For teenagers, it's entertainment media. It's not a tool. Okay. Unless they use the calculator or something, but otherwise, the phone is a way for establishing friendships, for keeping friendship, for getting information about the latest pop hit or things like that. So Doris, here we have some different functions that people use their cell phones for. 66% of the world adult population owns a smartphone, 94% in the Netherlands. The average people looks at their phone 27 times a day. 90% of 18 to 29-year-olds sleep with their mobile phone. But they don't use their phone to make calls. They prefer to text or send emails. And nowadays, to send voice messages.
Right.
Here we can say, we can add this here. Messages. Let me put it down here and in black. Okay. Does it apply to us? Of course, the three of us own a smartphone. Okay. Remember, we can say smartphone, mobile phone, or cell phone. The three expressions can be used. Okay, 27 times a day. Do you think you look at your phone more or less? Marlon?
I think I use more.
You use it more.
Yes.
Miguel?
Yeah, I agree with Marlon. I think I check my cell phone probably 27 times
More
per
than
hour.
27. But why do you look more than 27 times a day? Of course, in my case, the the times I look at my phone is reduced because of the kind of job I do. Okay, I
Right.
work online, so I teach, for example, I teach from 7:30 to 11 in a row. I have half an hour for having breakfast at 9:30. But even I'm having breakfast, I'm sitting at my computer in case the general manager or the person in charge of administration, that is Miss Patricia, okay, needs me for some information or something. So I take my breakfast sitting at the computer in case they need me. So it's considered like working time. It's half an hour, but I'm sitting here, and if they call me, hey, Miss, please let's meet at the general management Zoom room. So I immediately go there. So it's
Right.
like half work, but if they don't need me, I'll just sit here and check the news. And lately about the war between Israel and Hamas,
Palestine.
because I'm clear it is not a war between Israel and Palestine people, or it's not a war between Israel and Gaza people. It's a war between Israel and the terrorist group Hamas. Unfortunately, Hamas is inserted into the common population. So when civilians die, that's part of the war. The sad thing is that people, I would say most of them, must accept Hamas in their environments. Otherwise, they are killed. So it's like a no situation. It's not easy to eradicate terrorist groups who are inserted in the common population, and it is not possible to avoid affecting others that are not related to Hamas or to ISIS or any of those terrorist groups from the jihad, from the Islamic Jihad. But I check it because I have friends in Israel and I have friends in Lebanon too. So I check it to see what's happening there. It's sad, but that's the way the world goes. Hamas, in my opinion, Hamas made a mistake. They shouldn't have attacked them.
No, that was pretty stupid.
Okay, because
That's
if you
terrible.
say, yes, because if you say Israel unnoticed and unexpectedly attack the Gaza area, you say, okay, if Israel is aggressive, Israel is imperialist, Israel are the aggressors. But in this case, they were just sleeping at their homes, the civilian population, they were sleeping at their homes after a holiday, and they were attacked and murdered, slaughtered unexpectedly. So, and Israel is answering with all the military power they have that is large. Israel is the first producer of military innovations.
Yes.
The first producer of weapons is Russia. Okay, but Israel is the one that creates the latest innovation in weaponry. So for me, it was a mistake from Hamas. I think they didn't think that Israel was going to respond to the aggression with all their strength. I think they thought, oh no, the Jews, they are going to mourn their dead people, and they're going to bargain the people we kidnapped with our people. But no, they didn't do it. So I think Hamas made a mistake. Iran, apparently Irani Jihad told them, no, we're gonna help you. And they haven't. And they thought Egypt is going to support us. Jordan is going because they are brothers, Muslim brothers. They didn't do it. At least not publicly.
Yes, and I think the other countries no don't have the possibility, the force to answer to the war. I watched the Venezuela, Colombia say that they want to join to the war, but Colombia, Venezuela is they don't have the force to answer. And for the other side, United States, Europe, so it's not it's a lost war.
Yes. Actually, I think nobody wants to get involved. None of the Muslim countries want to get involved. Even they say, no, Hamas say, no, use the oil weapon to push the Westerns, the Christians. But, the oil. But Russia has oil. United States now it's prospecting oil in the Gulf of Mexico and in Alaska. So they do not depend from Arabian oil. So what? And besides, we are half a complete ocean and half a continent away. So do we care? Not really. In Latin America, not really. Maduro and Petro can say, we support our Muslim brotherhood. We are brothers and whatever. But are they eager to send the troops there? No, because neither Colombian nor Venezuelan or Nicaraguan or Mexicans are related to that conflict. We're not close to Jewish people. We are not close to, well, we know Arabian people more because everywhere there is an Arabic. Or as we call them, a Turco. Because they are not from Turkish, but to Arabian people, we say, mira, Turco. I don't know why. I don't know if in Colombia it happens, if in Ecuador, but in Venezuela, all the Arabian people are Turcos. That's crazy, but we are not related. The problem in Europe now is that they let Muslim people live in their communities, and now there are potential terrorists. That's happening in Germany, especially.
Yeah, I read that in many European countries, the embassies are being attacked by different groups.
And in France, the riots from Muslim people have been really huge because they welcome people from their former colonies, Algeria and Morocco. And most of those people are Muslims. And they are welcome in France because they were former colonies. And now they don't know what to do because they are French citizens. And in Germany, Angela Merkel, the previous, the former prime minister, she had an open doors policy for people from the Middle East, mostly Muslim people that were displaced, and they opened their doors to that people. And now that people is living in Germany. They are Muslims. They are supporting Hamas. Germany, of course, is supporting Israel because of the well-known history about Jewish and Germany. So wherever there is a problem with Israel, Germany will support Israel, not to be called genocides. So now they have that problem. The terrorist attacks alarm in Germany happen in different cities, like once a day in every large city, Berlin, Frankfurt, Munich, and in Austria is the same. So now they don't know what to do with all those Muslim people who are potential terrorists living in the heart of Germany. Okay. So coming back to this, Jose Miguel, why do you think you look at their phone more than 27 times a day?
Why do I think that?
That you do it more than 27 times.
Yeah, I do it a lot more than 27 times a day. I think it is because I have many different jobs, and either my clients or students write me by WhatsApp.
I think you talk about tasks and not jobs. Because if you say I have many different jobs, it means that you work as an engineer, that you work as a teacher, that you work as an entrepreneur, that you work as a consultant.
Yeah,
Talk about
I have
tasks.
no, I have different jobs. I work as a consultant. I also work as a teacher, and I also work as a general manager in an NGO.
Yes, but there are only 3 jobs, not many. So you can say, I have many tasks to fulfill in my jobs.
Okay.
Okay. Of course, in Spanish we say, tengo mucho trabajo, tengo muchos trabajos o muchas cosas que hacer en mis diferentes trabajos. But that idea of muchas cosas que hacer en las diferentes empleos o en las diferentes labores que desempeño, we talk about tasks. Okay, in this case. For example, I'm a teacher, I'm a coordinator, and I'm also a translator, and I'm a grandmother. And being a grandmother is a job. Okay, so I have different tasks to do in each one of my working areas. As a coordinator, I have to make lists, elaborate tests, apply placement tests, write down the reports, check if the teachers are punctual or not, if they attend, etc. As a teacher, just a teacher, I have to prepare my class in advance, check the content of the 5, 6 courses I have, keep track of the students' development, what they need, which are their strengths and their weaknesses. As a translator, I receive a document or a bunch of documents, so I have to check them, check the vocabulary, ask for the intention. Okay, what is this translation for? No, it is for the American Embassy. Okay, so it should be translated like this. Legal, strict American English, legal English. But if that goes to Canada, legal translation for Canada is different. And legal translation for UK is different in some aspects with the vocabulary and the terms. Okay? Because in the USA, for example, in the UK, when you get divorced, the partition of the assets is half and half. But in the United States, it depends on the state. In California, it's half and half. In Minnesota, the wife gets what the husband, the former husband, decides to give her, a percentage, not the whole. And if the woman earns more money than the man, she has to give alimony and support men. Okay, here in Latin America is something completely different. But when I have to translate legal documents, for example, divorce papers to the USA, I need to check the law, the parameters of the law in order to have a fair translation that convey the meaning of the law and not the law itself. So if it is legal, it's kind of work. And as a grandma, I sometimes have to take my daughter to the toilet. I have to bath her. I have to accompany her for eating. She doesn't like to eat alone. She loves to eat with the whole family, but if it isn't possible, she loves to eat accompanied with someone else. So I said, I have many tasks to do in each of my jobs. That is the right expression.
Okay.
So in your case, you check your phone more than 27 times a day because you have a lot of tasks to do for the different jobs you have.
Right. Okay.
Right? Okay. So Marlon, why do you check your cell phone more than 27 times a day?
I think the principal reason is WhatsApp. I have a lot of groups in WhatsApp for the company that I work. There are more than 10 groups because I work with different parts of the organization. So I had to monitor it or supervise the information.
Monitor is okay. Because monitor in this case means not only watch, but also supervise. So monitor includes both tasks. Okay, so I say I need to monitor the different departments at the company and check they are doing well.
Yes, maybe that's the reason. The other thing is my family. My family is in Colombia, so I chat every day with them. And so That there is.
We have
And I
this
love
term. Mhm.
and I love to use Twitter. So I read
Oh, yes, we didn't talk about Twitter.
a lot in Twitter. So
Yeah.
uh,
So do you think Twitter is for teens or for adults?
it's for adults.
It's for adults, you think. Jose Miguel, what do you think? Do you have of course, you have a Twitter account, Marlon, don't you?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Jose Miguel, who do you think is the audience from, not Twitter, now it is X? Who do you think is the intended audience for X, formerly known as Twitter? What kind of people use X?
I think that
Yes, it's not Twitter.
Yes.
Yeah.
probably middle age. What is middle age? Like us?
Yes, middle-aged people.
Okay, like middle-aged people, probably people that like how do you say politics?
Politics.
Politics, yeah, politics.
Okay. Yes, I check Twitter, but for the latest news. If somebody tells me, listen, Israel bombed Gaza, a hospital in Gaza, immediately I go to X.
Right.
And X has the latest news on any subject,
Mhm.
even political issues, entertainment issues, fashion issues, and some people use X as they put in parentheses, former known as Twitter, because people, including me, and I notice including Marlon, hasn't got used to call it X. Everybody
Right.
call it, no, Twitter, Twitter. And I think it's gonna be a long time for
Right.
people to get used to the new name. But sometimes in the media you see, according to X, and in parentheses they put former known as Twitter, parentheses. So people understand, because that, according to X, in English, according to X means according to someone I wouldn't mention,
Right.
okay? Or as X said, as somebody undeterminate said, okay? Or, you know, and at the company, X and Y agree on what I'm saying. And
Mhm.
people who listen to that in English understand that people who is not mentioned agree. And it's not mentioned by any reason, confidentiality. I don't want to make this a gossip. I don't want to turn this issue into a gossip. Aha, who told you? Aha, you don't want to say because that's a lie. But in English, we use the letter X and Y to say somebody I don't want to mention, or someone I do not remember who it was.
Mhm.
Okay, or even for me, that's X. That's an X issue. That's an unimportant issue. In Spanish, we got that expression. Say, para mí eso es X.
Mhm.
Meaning that I don't pay attention to that. Or fulanita, María, para mí ese tipo es X. I don't know if here in Ecuador or in Colombia they use that expression. In Venezuela we use them a lot. Okay. Mira, ¿qué crees tú? Pedro dijo que tú estás enamorada de él. Y yo estoy enamorada de él. Ese tipo es X.
Claro.
Nothing. It's someone I don't pay attention to. Okay. So, as we see, we match most of this. Sleep with your mobile phone. Marlon, do you sleep with your mobile?
Yes, I need to answer if the company call me, because the company work 24/7. So
God.
I need to answer. So
You need to
I put
answer
my
at any time. What
yes.
about you,
So
Jose
I
Miguel?
have
Do
to.
you sleep with your mobile phone?
I mean, I sleep with my mobile phone near to my bed, but I prefer not to check it once
Yes.
I have decided to sleep.
The thing about Marlon is that his company works with Chinese people and the schedules are crazy. Okay, in
Right.
my case, I have a program that turns off at 11:30. It shuts down and automatically turns on at 6:15. The first alarm is 6:15, the second 6:30, the next 6:45, the next 7, 7:10, 7:20, 7:25, because it is at 6:15 because I spent 15 minutes thinking if I wake up, if I get up or not. So it takes me like 20 minutes to decide to get off my bed. So I have different alarms. Hey, wake up. I wake up at 6:15. And then I spend 15 minutes stretching or maybe saying, no, it's too early and getting a short nap again. Okay, so basically it's because of the medication I take. I need time to overcome the medication before getting up. And that's why
No, only for the medication. It's very common.
yes.
It's very common that I do too.
You do the same. No,
Yes.
before I put only one alarm and I jump it out of my bed. But since 2 years ago that I'm taking my sleeping pills, it's become hard for me to get up. Wake up is no problem. The problem is getting out of bed.
Right.
I stretch and then, oh my God. And that's why I finish my classes at 11 and I go to bed again for a nap in order to consume the last remains of the chemical in my organism. Because I take my pills straight at 10. When I got COVID, the part of my brain that regulates sleeping was affected. So I need to take sleeping pills. If I don't take them, I can be awake the whole night and like no problem. Okay, I can get awake the whole night and I get up in the morning I get up from my bed and I didn't sleep and I can work, etc. But at about 1 or 2 p.m., I collapse. So I can't forget everything but my sleeping pills. Okay? So with this, we finish for today. We talk about the collocations. Okay. And next, we have for tomorrow a small text about can you live with your smartphones for a week? Okay. So
Okay.
have a nice day and see you tomorrow. Thank you for coming. Bye, Jose Miguel. Bye, Marlon.
Bye bye.
Bye.
Have a
See you
nice
tomorrow.
day.